How do I breathe without you? Oh, God. Okay, leaving a religion or even shifting your beliefs can oftentimes feel like entering a whole new world. The only issue with that is most of the time your family is still living in the old one. And this is where tensions and issues arise for a lot of people. So, because, the question is, how do I maintain my peace, my boundary, while also causing minimal damage to the relationships that are really close to me? What I will do in this video is basically walk you through exactly how I wish I would have done it, setting those boundaries with religious family members, and then also just kind of my feedback and understanding 10 years after leaving my high controlled religion. I cannot stress clarity enough in almost anything I talk about, because before you start drafting up speeches and playing those fake scenarios in your head, we all do that in the shower. You need to be able to clearly articulate and know your why. The reason why you need to know your why is because you're then able to anchor it with a core value to you. I do not think that boundaries should be attached to superficial things. Boundaries are not cutesy, okay? Boundaries are, I will cut you off if you cross this line. And so that's why it needs to be rooted into a core value. And another benefit of this is that everybody has values. So when you approach relationships with family members, a good way to do it is pairing your value of why you have this boundary with one of theirs. If you say, I don't want to talk about religion, it can sound like a rejection. But if you connect it to a shared value, like wanting to protect the grandkids from confusing information or utilizing the time that you guys have together the best way because you're not always physically together, things like that. It shifts it from a confrontation to them being a team member that's helping you maintain this value. To go along with that previous example, you could reply instead with, Hey, mom, I love that religion is really important to you. And in our house, what's important to us is that the kids are open and free to ask us any questions that they have without pressure from any particular direction. So we don't talk about religion with them right now. We are now working together to protect something, the grandkids, rather than just shutting something down, grandma's comment. Kayla's got the vision, she mapping the skies. If you want help with things like this, go to the description. There's a link where I will, if you sign up, send you scripts and exercises that you can use because it's better to just kind of clarify all of these things in your head first. The next thing I will say to focus on is matching your energy with your intentions. The way that you deliver your boundary is how it's going to be received. It doesn't matter what you say. So if you're sarcastic, angry, irritable, your family's going to feel attacked. And this is why emotional regulation is so important. I go into it in depth in my parenting program. But one thing you can do is just take a breath. Remember that this person loves you. They just do not understand you right now. And you can approach it with warmth instead of building a wall. We kind of want more like fences rather than walls. And I also want to remind anyone watching this, this is for people who you truly want to keep and maintain a relationship with. It's not for everyday encounters or acquaintances or even closely related family members that you don't even like. This is just for the people that you want to keep close to you as you go through this change in your life. Something that also happens when you're not emotionally regulated is oversharing or over explaining your spiritual journey with people who are not ready for it and it really is no benefit for them to know. You're not required to explain every detail of your spiritual journey with your family member. In fact, the less they know, the less they can debate. Early on, just keep things simple. You can say things like, you know what, we see that differently. And rather than spend time hashing it out, let's go ahead and just focus on the time that we have together. Boundaries aren't just what you say, they're what you do as well. If you have asked someone repeatedly and respectfully to stop praying over your child, well, the next time it happens, you could quietly remove the child from the room. Calm, consistent follow through actually speaks louder and longer than one heated conversation. This is a point that I go over repeatedly with the parents in my program because the two questions that I have them ask is, do I really care about this? And is there another way to do this? So, for that example of praying over a child, I personally don't care. If someone prays over my child, which that has happened before, I really don't feel it needed or feel compelled to stop that person, correct that person, whatever the case may be. But you have to make sure that you are clear and know, do I even care about this? Or am I going to set a boundary, cause a rift in the family or someone that I'm close to for something that I could probably live without addressing? Now, one of the last things I will say is you need to expect discomfort and you need to be okay with it. The truth is, even the healthiest, well intended, beautiful boundary can make people feel uncomfortable, especially when religion is very personal to them. That doesn't mean you're doing it wrong. Discomfort is not the same as damage. If you're setting boundaries with love, patience, and consistency, you've given the relationship the best chance that it has to adapt and survive in your new space and journey in life. In many cases, leaving a shared faith does not mean losing your family. It just means that you are going to have to learn how to live in your truth while respecting theirs. If you're like me and you are a part of the group where leaving your religion actually does result in your friends and family disassociating from you, I want to say that I see you. This YouTube channel is to hold space for you because I understand that it's a completely different mountain to climb and it factually will feel lonely. It's going to feel lonely. That's the point. It does not mean that your leaving was not the best for you. It does not mean you made a mistake. And it also does not mean that you will not have family again or feel loved again. If you find this information or these types of conversations helpful, make sure to follow the link in the description to sign up for the email list. And I look forward to hearing from you. Let me know in the comments, what is a boundary that you have set with your family or friends that has given you great results and added peace to your life?